You're listening to That Great Mank Pod, Greater Manchester's community podcast. Top one, our kid.
Hi and welcome to another episode of That Great Mank Pod. This is an extra special episode to tie in with the Mank Spirit Wigan Festival. It was great to have the Northern Soul legend that is Russ Winstanley, the man that introduced the all-nighters at Wigan Casino, on location when we were filming Casino the film. As we already had the writer of the film, Joe Walsh, there, this seemed like too good an opportunity to miss. Please enjoy When Joe Met Russ.
Hi, my name's Joe Walsh, I'm the writer of Casino. Very pleased to have Russ Winstanley with us today. Would you like to introduce yourself, say hello?
Hi, it's great to be here as well. I am Russ Winstanley, the guy who actually started the Wigan Casino All-Nighters back in September 23rd, 1973. Good heavens. And we ran an incredible 8 years until December 6, 81, when the owners of the casino, the Wigan Council, decided that they wanted to extend the Civic Centre and had to pull the casino down, and unfortunately, that never happened. So it's just a shame that happened. But the wonderful thing is there was over 2 million people visited Wigan Casino in the 8 years, and as lots of all-nighters knocking around and everything, but I was at a capacity of around 3,500 people. And also, one of the things that happened at the casino was the fact that we also had early sessions every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So that was, helpful to people who lived in Wigan or couldn't come to all-nighters and everything. So we did between 12 and 14,000 people a week through the doors, which is more than Wigan Rugby and Wigan Athletics combined. But it's just the memories, the music, just incredible, and the people, and so friendly. It was just brilliant, and really, it's kept going and kept going. I've toured the world doing discos as far away as Cyprus, and even somebody phoned me up and said, "Do you travel for doing a disco for us?" I said, "Yeah, we're right." Dubai. What? So going to Dubai, and then everybody there with people who went to Wigan Casino, about 500 people, and even putting events on now over in Detroit, the home of Motown, and I'm actually starting working with Motown because they're expanding the Motown Museum, and they've asked me to help them out on the British side of things as well. And also the infamous Motown expert for BBC Radio. So it's just amazing. That's probably spent about 15 years on radio as well. But it's the music, it's the people. It's just absolutely wonderful, the memories. And it's fabulous to see youngsters here today enjoying themselves as they do when we put the events on everywhere else. We're putting events on like at Butlins, get 8,000 people in over the weekend. It's wonderful. But to have done that, I started liking Northern Soul around 1971. Got into it, started DJing myself, and started playing a few more of the northern type things at different events as that in Wigan. Then I became, I started in 72 in Wigan Rugby Club, and we do 3 nights, and we specialised on a Friday night doing Northern Soul. And I started collecting records and getting records across from America, because my uncle was working in America, so he found it easy to find the stuff and everything. So he was sending me records across from the States. And it was amazing, the fact that obviously people would come along and travel a long way to hear records you couldn't hear anywhere else. So we got that, as well as playing the records that they did know. I started playing them and set up a store with a mail order company. And then it got so busy on the Fridays at Wigan Rugby League Club, I thought, blimey, I heard that the Torch in Stoke was finishing, and I hadn't worked at Wigan Casino, but I'd been there, and that held like 2 rooms, 3,000, and a fabulous sprung dance floor. So I went to the guy who had it, Jerry Marshall, and he wasn't too dealing with the idea. They were doing a lot of great business there, a lot of rock nights, a few pub nights as well.
So initially he wasn't really that bothered?
Initially he wasn't bothered. Luckily he had a youngish manager called Mike Walker, who was about similar age to me. So we ended up compromising. He said, well, we're rock nights at 2 o'clock, so we'll try it after 2 on a Saturday. And I said, okay then, so I was then doing the early night at the beer can, taking the equipment up to the casino, doing till 8 o'clock in the morning, and then doing Wigan, which was at lunchtime on Sunday. But we had nearly 700 in on the first night, 75p each, which he put up to £1 a week. And it was amazing. Initially we had an agreement that we go 50-50 on the admission charge, but he said no. He said you can have 50 quid. Well, the average wage was about £12 a week now. So I said, yeah, fine, yeah, I'll take it. Not knowing what was really going to happen. And then it just got bigger and bigger, better. We put acts on, artists on, guest DJs on. It was just absolutely brilliant. Yeah.
Did you know what it was going to be sort of in that first week? Did you have the idea that this is going to be huge, like infamous as it's today?
I felt and hoped it would, but I don't think anybody could see it. The best thing was that I was getting records across all the stairs at the Ellis Cross, which meant that we were getting, after a few months, regular coaches from like Portsmouth, Plymouth, Aberdeen, etc. So you knew you were doing something right, and by doing the early nights during the week, that was keeping the people in Wigan, you know, really into it. And if they weren't 18, then they could come to some of the early sessions, you know. But there was no drink on sale.
I mean, it says a lot, doesn't it? Because I guess nowadays, you know, you've got an event on, you've got social media, stuff like that, and that's how the word spreads. But back then, you know, how did the word spread?
Well, luckily we had a magazine called Blues and Soul, and it used to take adverts in there. I remember I had the mail order in Business First, and then I advertised it in Blues and Soul, and then as it was getting very popular, Andy Peebles at Piccadilly Radio asked me to do Sunday nights with him, playing down and so that helped. But yeah, we kept up the advertising in Blues and Soul, and we got a lot of cover, and then everybody was just amazed. I mean, it was very funny. I think the only bad thing about being Northern South was using the word Northern, because people down south and London and everything, they used to think, oh, it's only popular up there, and another down here. And that even affected us when we had the record label and everything, because I remember one of the big records, Time Will Pass You By, we did a triple EP release with Time Will Pass You By, I'm On My Way, and I'm Everything That's All Over. And they phoned us up to say we got in the charts at number 43. Casino Classics records, which is amazing. Wow, great. 10 minutes later, the phone back said, sorry, we're not today. It's only selling north of Birmingham, so we're not getting it. So I said, well, hang on, what's the problem? No, you can't do that. And then again, it was silly, because the record sales were generally registered at places like Woolworths and W.H. Smith, whereas our records were selling in sort of like the major record shops, which weren't always, you know. But we did about 12 releases and never sold less than 50,000 copies, and only got once into the charts. And then I met Tommy Hunt, and we did a couple of records with him, cracking up all the Eula and all these inside, and charted with those. And it was just amazing, putting loads of acts on, your favourite acts like Edwin Starr, Martha Reeves and people like that. It's just incredible, and just having so many happy faces coming in.
I bet there's some stories you could tell.
Certainly could, yes, certainly. Yeah, it was amazing. But the funny thing was, a lot of people used to come and they'd bring a change of clothes and they'd be dancing. It got so hot, sweating, everything. And then you just go up the road 200 yards away to Wigan Baths and get changed and then go home, you know. And the only bad thing that the police said that ever happened was that a few bottles of milk got pinched from some of the fronts of the shops in the centres of Wigan, you know. But that was about the only thing that happened. But yeah, to have so many people, you know, coming through the door and so many people enjoying it and getting Wigan, you know, I was born and bred in Wigan, so getting Wigan so popular for something like this, and everybody just remembered it forever. 1977, Granada did a documentary, and around 21 million people watched that, which was absolutely astounding. The worst thing was when they started filming, they put loads of white lights on, so they what? You know, because we used to like dark, you know. We used to just have 2 blue UV lights, you know. And one record that I managed to find, I heard there was a record by Frank Wilson called Do I Love You, that had never come out. And Edwin Starr and some of the other guys were over in England and they were working for us. And I said, just have a look if you can see anything on this. So Edwin went have a look, and through the post I got this record called Do I Love You, which was absolutely amazing. And about 6 months ago it sold for £100,000. So this was my original copy of it with the proper label and everything. And Frank Wilson was joining Motown. He'd recorded that in Los Angeles, and Barry Gordy, who was in charge, said, I don't want any more singers, I just want producers and writers. He said, well, I've just recorded Do I Love You, and it's ready for going out to the radio stations. There's 500 copies. He said, well, they try 499 of them and keep one downstairs here. And funny enough, I actually phoned Frank to check that was true. And he said, yeah, he said, so I don't know, you know about Do I Love You? I said, well, actually, yeah, he said, it's the only copies downstairs here in the vaults in Motown. I said, no, it's over here in Wigan. He said, where the hell's Wigan? Yeah, so there's many stories of great records that we broke and everything. And I suppose in some ways it was great that we were mainly more northern than southern, and then they couldn't capitalise on it too much. But it just went. I had a break when it finished in '81 because I couldn't see any other place as good as Wigan Casino. And then when it got up to, we finished December 6, '81, and then when it got up to like 25 years old, I thought, oh, well, I'd look at doing a book, so we did the Soul Survivors book, and as for the 25th year, etc., and I brought out a CD on Telstar that charted and got a silver disc for that, and started putting acts on again. And because everybody like growing up, their kids are grown up, the whole scene shot together again at the end of the 90s and everything, so it was superb. And then it's just, ever since then, it's just grown and grown and grown. And I've been, you know, everywhere, putting events on in this country and abroad and everything. And it's just amazing. I've been so lucky that it's all worked so well and made so many great friends with it.
Do you feel like it sort of managed to make like a renaissance? It sort of managed to come back and stuff like that? I mean, it's never really gone, but...
No, really, the renaissance, it was still going a bit after the casino, but about from the 25th anniversary onwards, and people came back because, funnily enough, a lot of the youngsters they were there at the casino in the 20s, and then they probably settled down, had the kiddies, and then 15 years later they could leave the kids on their own and they came out again. So it was really another thing at the right time.
So what's it like seeing it now, sort of the scene nowadays?
The scene is just absolutely brilliant. It's just one of those things that if you're on your own anywhere and there's an old soul event on, you can go in and you can just say, hey, you okay? And you can have a chat ever. You know, it's like Wigan Casino, whereas there was never a fight. You know, over 2 million people, never a fight any time. Somebody bumps into somebody and said, "Oh, sorry, you know, oh, where are you from? I'm from something. Oh, come out and sit down."
And that's how you
that was it. And that was the whole thing. The atmosphere, the feeling, the beautiful music they played, the way they danced, and it was great. And to be in charge of something that happened in my hometown, you know, is just absolutely fabulous. And you know, to be covering it today, especially for this event, you know, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
I'm sure a lot of people will be coming up to you and thanking you.
Well, it's lovely when that happens. It really is, and it's great that it worked. You know, I put so many events on at the rugby club, and then Newtown British Legion, and then other venues, and then Wigan Casino, and then I've put them on, you know, around everywhere. It's just been brilliant to be able to enjoy what you're doing. It's just great.
That's a career, isn't it? That's
right. And again, it just introduces more friends and more people like yourself who haven't met.
Well, yeah, I mean that's a perfect example, isn't it? I know we sort of had a little bit of a dance before, a lot of the acts and stuff like that, and a lot of them, you know, may have like listened to Northern Soul. I'm not really dancing or anything like that, but it's, I mean, for me anyway, I'm not much of a dancer, but you know, my mum and dad got me into it, and the music's so infectious, isn't it? And being able to see everybody get up on the dance floor, and it's never, I mean, for me anyway, it never feels like anybody's judging you for how good the dance you are. It's just that you're enjoying yourself, aren't you? I think that's the main thing.
Again, other things saying, you mentioned people dancing and things, and when we used to do the lunchtime at the rugby club, before I finished doing that for the casino, and people say, "I can't believe this. There's people coming on and play some so tracks as we're warming up, and you get about, you know, a few dozen blokes dancing on. They're dancing on their own. They're not dancing with women, you know." And it's just funny, you know, when you think back to 1973 that things like that happened, you know. And it was just a great way of Wigan coming back on the map. You know, it's been fantastic with Wigan Rugby, Wigan Athletic, etc., and the pier at Wigan. But for the casino and Northern Soul to happen in Wigan, it was just perfect.
Just before we finish as well, we was talking before about a certain story to do with Tainted Love.
Oh,
it'd be great if you could tell us this story again, because it's absolutely brilliant.
We used to play a lot of records that weren't played anywhere else. That's why people would come and travel to see you and to hear certain records. And Tainted Love by Gloria Jones was very popular. In fact, I had her on at Skegness about 2 years ago. She's still living she's living in Africa, working for the charity of Mark Ullman. She used to go out with Mark Ullman. And one of the guys used to go and say, "Oh, come on, let's play Tainted Love again." "Okay then, yeah, fine. Yeah. My name's Mark." "Yeah, okay then, Mark." And then he'd come each week and they said, "Hey, you know, I always come asking you for Tainted Love." "Yeah, that's right." I said, "Well, I've got together with my mate, I'm from Southport, with my mate David Ball from Blackpool. And we were recording it." I said, "Oh, great, you know, well done, mate, yeah." He said, "I'll bring you a cassette." So he brought me a cassette. So we called ourselves Soft Cell. So next they were #1, and the record was in the American chart, still longer than any other record, I think, for 18 months that there's ever been. And just to have things like that, and you know, you had people like Pete Waterman who were big Northern Soulies, and then I've been working with people like Paul Weller, who's been a Northern Soul, Ocean Colour Scene, and still touring with Madness now, you know. It's just wonderful the way the whole thing works out and puts itself together. It's been horrible this last year with the COVID situation, you know. Never experienced anything like it, but now we should be all getting back and back into the way that we feel and into the music, and it'll just be, again, wonderful for people to get into it. And like you said, you know, my 2 daughters love the music, and lots of the youngsters are getting into it again now for something a bit different.
Yeah, I mean, I think especially with Northern Soul, you know, funk, disco, stuff like that, Motown, it's got such a heavy influence on the music today, hasn't it? You might listen to a song and you can even, like, I know a lot of tracks have been sampled. I mean, the perfect example is Tainted Love, isn't it? You know, it's took to a whole new, different generation of people listening to soft cell and stuff like that. And then, you know, I think there's another cover, isn't there? Marilyn Manson, that's it, yeah. You know, so it's blending different genres of music.
And Sliced Tomatoes became Funk Soul Brothers.
Yeah, of course, yeah. You know, and that's known as a different song, but it's still an appreciation of the music, isn't it?
The funny thing that I mentioned in Do I Love You, it appears all over on TV.
Yeah.
I think one on Strictly actually danced to the final dance to Do I Love You. And it's absolutely amazing that a record like that, which means so much, was hidden away for so long. And this Motown still have around 5,000 unreleased tracks.
That's crazy.
And say they're going to let me have some more, and then hopefully we can get them popular and release them again.
Do you know, I'm guessing you haven't been doing any DJ or anything like that while COVID's been going on and stuff like that?
No,
do you know when you...
Not at all, except a little bit on via Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing, you know, not proper DJ.
Where, do you know like when your next one's going to be? Or?
Probably within the next few weeks, but nobody wants to say too much.
It's so hard to say.
In September, we got events for the anniversary at a place called Charles Dickens in Wigan, so that's always very good. And then I'm with Madness in December at Minehead. I think that's already been sold out. Complete Northern Soul venue as well, you know. Yeah, you can't wait to get out to meet people. It's just so lovely meeting people and everybody down to earth and everything.
Oh, thank you very much for coming along, having a good chat with us. It's amazing to see, and thank you for bringing all these. I mean, this is amazing. Did you know that it was? You know, when you picked it up, did you know it was going to be what it was? Because it's an absolute classic, isn't it? You know what I mean?
No one.
Like, I can't imagine listening to that for the first time. And, you know what I mean? Nobody else.
I played the B-side of I Love You, which is as the sweet as the day is goodbye. No, it's not that good. Well, you know, but probably again, one of my favourite records is Time Will Pass You By, and it wouldn't break at the time because it was a little bit slow. So I'd got the last record. I wanted certain records to be Wigan Casino ones, and I had the only copy of them on my way, and I wanted people to finish off on a high instead of like slowing things down. So I played it on my way. And then the second year I thought, well, if I've got something, I'll tell you what, Time Will Pass You By, which I love to bits, and the words are incredible, I'll put that behind and on my way, so that broke it, and then he introduced Long After Tonight again for that, and even after that, one called I Got to Pieces, Jerry Granger, which are another slower ones. So it's just brilliant to be able to say, you know, those were Wigan Casinos 3 before 8. Yeah. And on the very last night, the only night I never ever wanted to go to Wigan Casino, we were finishing at 9, and at 9 o'clock I booked Long After Tonight's all over. And as it was coming into Time Pass You By, there was a clapping, no. And played the 3, nobody would move off the dance floor. And so I had to play them all 3 times, and it was no, tears. People were crying, I was crying my eyes out. And so to break the spell, I played Do I Love You as the last ever record. I started packing all my records up, got off the stage, got in the car and drove up to Rivington, just leaking over some beautiful countryside and broke my heart.
No, I feel it, because that's people, you know, they're not the childhood, but they're sort of the youth, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Thousands of people that I thought I might never see again.
Yeah. I bet you're so glad that it's sort of
fantastic. We got it back again. Yeah. But I didn't want it to be like when the casino shut. I didn't want it to be a second-rate Wigan Casino and it to like tail off. Yeah. So it was so great from 97 onwards that so many great nights and weekends and venues around the world started.
And one final question, just leading off from that, what is sort of your hopes for Northern Soul in the future?
I just hope there's more people like the age of yourself who start enjoying it, and I think they will do, because they're usually looking for something a bit different to dance to than you know, what everybody else. So that's how we started in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant stuff. Thank you so much.
No problem.
That's a pleasure meeting you. Thank you very much. Cheers, guys.